Hey guys, Tryptic here. I'm going to be making some more fleet operations videos for you guys, but there's a bit of a sad
It's
story
more
behind
expensive
this.
these
You know, I'm a modder. I,
Yeah, it
I
is.
make a mod for fleet operations over these years, and in the past I've recorded some videos, but
Dominion. So I
I'm
built
not a
it on a
streamer.
massive
I'm not that good of a YouTuber, and I end up with a lot of these videos with,
so no more
UI
flights.
flickering or audio issues, or the game crashed at
It'll be
some point,
hard
and I
with
never
this
upload them,
expansion.
and I end up in my hard drive. So I've got like
Everything is more
24
expensive.
games on my computer that I never uploaded.
Yes, that's the way you have to
And
do Triptych.
I know that honestly watching these is a lot of fun for a lot of people, and it's also how we find new people for the community, because this is a fantastic mod. I mean, we have several mods now going in parallel as of this recording in
Don't
April
we can.
2022. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back through some of my older videos,
It's not
and
quite
I
as
don't remember any of
not quite as
these.
up as
They're mostly first
the
person,
mass
and I'm
version.
just going to see what I can say about them to make it entertaining for you guys, and you guys can enjoy. So this one, I believe the recording does not have UI flickering, and yeah, let's see what we got. This is going to be low quality, but hopefully entertaining.
It's not as
So
powerful
this
as the
looks
Nasus
like
Nasus,
I am on a
but it's still
team
quite decent.
with Ugly the Great and Drayzon. I don't know what version this is. Oh no, this is Tryptic's mod. This is Tryptic's mod. You can tell because the tooltip tells you what the avatar is, and it also has a little energy recharge thing.
And
I
yes,
have no idea what version this is. This is probably 3.9, one of those,
it
like
depends what races they
3.9G.
are.
So this was before I'd done the full redo of all the code, because Tryptic's mod has now replaced like 99% of the code in the game, and I modified a lot of things. Like I could actually start changing the passives on some of the ships, but this is before that, because this is like mid 2020, I think. What is this video? Uh, that is July 4th. Oh, look at that. July 4th, 2021. So this
And with a
is
Romulan.
9 months ago. So as we can see,
It's just
I
so like the ping
what
tanking
was going
system
on?
of fleet
I'm
becomes
in
more
the
efficient.
middle. I'm Federation, and my ally Ugly on the left is Romulans, and I don't remember what Drayzon was on the right. Um, wait, now I'm confused. Oh no, I am Romulans. I'm Romulans in the bottom left corner, and I
Yeah,
believe I
you're
went
not quite.
Halev, and the map is probably binary protostars, I think. Um, as you can see from this design, every player gets their home moons and a simple expansion, and then there are middle expansions directly between the players, which will be fought over usually. So the wing players have the option to advance forward if they're good at fortifying.
Well, you have mixed tech dominion stuff. It should be at the end of the line.
Is my stream broken?
Oh yeah, you need to actually have. I have to send
Oh
it
no,
down
I
give
was
you the
talking to
mixed tech
people.
disease.
So yeah, as you can see, I'm Romulans. I have a Dominion opponent. Um, and in this situation, there's a couple builds you can go for. Um, Dominion are very, very fragile in the early game because all of their ships have low defense values, and they really want to get to like B8s or large yard ships, but the problem is B8s are slow. So there's sort of a window where if the Dominion player sends their constructors all the way to the middle early on, they might be able to take it and get a yard down before I can even attack. But if they don't, then the Romulans will have the upper hand for a little while, and I am going Generics. These would be projectile Generics. So in Tryptic's mod, the Generics deals bonus damage to small ships, or ships with low defense values. So I'm setting up here to really
Nope, I went
shut down
super
any attempts he might
titanium
make
heavy
to go for the
first,
middle. I think that's Star Master
and I
Prodigy.
already
However, it
have
is
my
Prodigy, so
expansion.
he has a tendency on these very big team maps to tech rush to higher level stuff. So it becomes a matter of what big ship he builds and whether I'm able to counter it or not. However, as you can see, in Tryptic's mod, you spend a lot of your starting resources just getting your economy up. and then your income gets very high. So the first couple minutes are mostly just building mining stations and scouting to make sure the other guy isn't hard blitzing you.
Yeah, Miranda 2's are a good ship. Shadow hasn't got a yard yet, and he's
So yeah, all I really need to do at this point is get eyes on his small yard, and he's not even upgrading it. The Dominion yards upgrade from tier 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, there's his tech lab. So as often happens, Star Master Prodigy is planning to go for large yard first, which means he will not have any combat strength for a very long time, which means he will not be able to claim the middle. And so at this point, I have to decide if I want to claim the middle. Maybe I should start referring to this in the third person as Tryptic, because I legitimately don't remember this at all. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know what I was planning. I don't even remember what the balance of the ships was at this point. But yeah, I just need to make sure he didn't stick a constructor forward, because with these expansions, if you just get a mining station, it's not that big of a threat. However, if you get a yard down and you have the ability to repair your ships, that is a very, very strong area control. Like, if you get a repair yard, you know, shipbuilding yards, which are also repair yards, in a forward position, you have basically claimed it, because it's very difficult for the opponent to drive you off of there.
Most likely gonna do carries,
as long as you can repair stuff. And it looks like he's not going for it.
I guess if he's green, maybe battleships.
Engage engines.
So yeah, we have, I mean, this also happens in StarCraft and other RTSs. There are, the bigger the map and the more players on both sides, the more the game shifts towards late game units, and some of the early game units just become not very useful at all. The Romulans have the great advantage that they can upgrade their some of their early game ships into later game ships, so they don't actually waste as much. Whereas, like with the Dominion, many players might feel like if they built any Dominion small yard ships at all, it was just a waste of resources that could have gone towards their late game ships.
They still got the ludicrous offense value.
And over here, Shadow is building. Did I see Sayers? I think I did.
Okay,
yes. So these are, in this version, they're long-range ships that deal bonus damage to short-range targets. And they just have, I believe they still have the special that gives them super high firepower for a little amount of time. They're not even like this anymore.
Some long-range stuff.
And I wonder what's going on with the purple player in the middle.
I'm currently
I'll leave in the description of this video who the actual players were.
Mighty's doing large yard at his expansion.
Okay, yeah, so there's the large yard. So with that, Star Master Prodigy has pretty well secured this expansion. Yeah, I look at that and I was like, okay, I might be able to get this kill. You always attack an enemy that has near a full load, because that way, if it goes into the yard before the enemy gives it a command, it'll be stuck. You see, the moment it turns like that, the moment it has the little bit of slide movement where it goes into the queue, the opponent can't give it commands anymore until it finishes unloading its resources, which means it's going to be in there for a long time. So actually, even though yards are very strong defensively, if you have a bit of firepower, you can still kill stuff. As you can see here, like, I don't know if I'm going to get this kill. But you can, if I just had 2 ships there, because you just have to wait until the ship goes to dock. But you have to do that. You have to fire on it as it's docking to offload its resources, because otherwise they'll get into the repair yard and you won't kill anything. Ugly the Great, I think it was, has warped in on Shadow's expansion. Oh, do I get that kill? Oh, I did not. Okay, yeah, that was unfortunate.
On the bottom of the top.
And that is one of the things, the Romulans are actually not very good raiders. It's funny how it works that way. And it's something I've wondered about changing. So the Romulans, their ships get a rate of fire bonus when they open combat.
Get your ships over to the entrance, try to body
for the first like 3 or 4 shots, they shoot faster. But then their damage is very slightly reduced in the long run, which actually makes them bad at raiding early on, because raiding is all about dealing maximum damage with like 1 ship. And as you saw there, because that 1 ship was firing on the target for so long, it actually, like, it would have not gotten the best damage
Oh, I have huge amounts
because
of money
it
on that.
was already taking that penalty and it was just trying to slug it out. And so the best rating ships are actually not the ones that have this rate of fire bonus because you need maximum DPS for one ship. And yeah, I got the kill there, but he's got a T-15 out. Yeah, there it goes. And the T-15 is actually relatively offensive. It has high offense, low defense, which makes it a very effective blocker in this case because he has a repair yard there, so I can't kill it. So his defense doesn't even matter. He just needs to be able to repair that thing. So it's however much damage he can do to me. So at this point, did I have 3, 4? I had 4 generics. And I think I was moving quickly towards getting them refitted so that I'd have some real firepower, because these generics, they're bullies early game, like a lot of Romulan ships. They have decently high stats for very early game ships, and if he was, you know, building any other Dominion early game ships, the generics would be dealing a fair amount of damage to them. However, the generics defense is not that high, and as the game goes on, they'll get outclassed very quickly. Oh, okay, so yeah. That's actually, Drayzon sent an S2 all the way over here. I don't know if they've gotten any other kills, but they did not kill that Sair. And the Sair is in a bit of a similar spot to the others where the low defense isn't the worst as long as you can repair it, but having the high offense is good. However, I think in this version you have to research the special, and I don't know if you got it yet. So, as you can see, I'm going up to my 3rd moon pair, which will probably be enough to power these 2 yards. There's also going to be a very big cost I'm going to need to pay when it comes time to refit these guys. Oof, yeah, the damage against those S2s is going to be very extreme. Projectiles, 50% bonus to short range, and just the high offense of the Sire. Ooh, yep, and he got an engine hit. So now he doesn't even need to worry about that. That ship will just drift there, although he is going for the kill. There's the repair yard, there's the resources, and yeah, okay, I still need upgrade facility. Oh, I just noticed this version doesn't show my mouse.
20 seconds.
And now I'm in a bit of trouble. You know, when one player goes for early game tech and the other goes for late game tech, you have this this race kind of where the player going late game tech, in this case Mighty Master's Dominion, he just needs to survive long enough to get his battleships out, because if he does, the battleships are going to wreck my ships. And I have to do economic damage to him to even it out. Like if I build early game ships, I have to kill stuff, but it's such a long distance and my ships are kind of slow. If I had gotten that first minor kill against him, it would have been better, although it still would have been kind of rough. Here they actually destroyed the yard, but there's a pyramid out already. So the purple player, who I've barely looked at, is Borg, and he's a Simulate Borg, and he's got a pyramid. And the pyramid is also very much a bully, where, I mean, it captures ships one at a time. I don't know how strong it was in this version, but it was probably pretty strong at capturing. Although I think they got out before it got in holding beam range. I don't think it got to capture anything. Which is a huge problem for the top team, because now, like, Borg don't like to overextend, and now that pyramid has to fly all the way after them to get a kill if it wants to. Yeah, and then, yeah, second Federation warp-in. Cascading warp-ins is a serious problem. So we will see. Yeah, that's interesting. He got all Excelsior 1s from those warp-ins, which are slightly lower combat stats than the Nebulas, but the long range is helpful. And they do have decent crew. Yeah, there's me trying to get some actual turrets. I don't know how good of an idea this was. Like, the turrets are nice if they're all there, but the theory is, you know, like, if you want a forward fortified position, you need to be able to guarantee they can't get past it. Like, the reason that forward expansion is so valuable is because it also protects my home. Like, Mighty Master can't really get to any of my home stuff as long as I have that thing, because flying around it would take him too long. But it doesn't help in any team fights unless we fight there. And because I didn't do economic damage, I only killed 1 miner. And I never disrupted his dilithium. Like, he is going to start having some very nasty firepower coming out of these ships. And yeah, I'm refitting into Centurions in the field, which are pretty powerful ships, mostly defensive. And actually, in this version, they weren't as strong as they are later. In the current version of Tryptic's mod, they have 80 AI, so they take reduced damage from medium range, which would be fantastic here. But they don't have it in this version. And also, these are unrefitted generics. So, unfortunately, I moved out hoping to do some economic damage to Borg, but I just didn't have enough time to get there and back. So yeah, and the T-15s are actually faster. So you can see there, I'm really trying to chase. I'm really trying to not let them escape and get an actual kill, but the T-15s are just a little bit too fast, and my other ships are actually slowed down by the fact that I want to keep refitting them. But refitting one of them means that it won't be with the rest of the fleet.
Over here. I've got a couple of V13s.
So now we're set for a pretty epic confrontation here, actually, if I can get all of my money, because I do have 3 moons of income versus the opponent's 2. And I am building this Centurions. Like I say, they don't counter the V13 in this version, but they have decent defense. And if the battle stays the same, in theory, I think I have the upper hand. Because that's the question you got to ask yourself is, if we don't fight and things just keep building up, who will win? And the Dominion can get a very powerful economic engine going because of their supply mining and their V13s. And it is true that they'll start to get enough firepower to just kill the Romulan ships before the Romulan ships can cloak. Which is horrible for the Romulans because the Romulans depend on not losing ships. But I have a 3rd moon. I have a 50% higher income. So in this case, I kind of felt like I was doing okay. And then I also saw he's building a perimeter there, and I was like, ooh, if I could snipe that, that would be nice. One of the things that's unfortunate about the Armada 2 engine is it does not have a cancel. Like, you don't get the money backs for things that just die. So it's also like, if I can decloak on that miner and kill it in like 1 second before he cancels the construction, he will lose the like 600 or 700 dilithium of that turret, which I was kind of hoping to do. However, it can be kind of tricky because when you decloak, you can't control where the first volley is fired.
Yeah, I don't think there'll be a cube.
I think it goes to constructor, but not. Yeah, so this is where we're like, hey, let's. We feel like we have the upper hand. Also, we're trying to avoid that pyramid because the pyramid's dangerous. Yeah, as you see, you can't. Yeah, they go after 2 machines. I think at this point we decided to just whittle down the ships. Yeah, because with 2 fleets here, we have a lot of firepower. All of the Excelsiors haven't really arrived yet. Yeah, and as you can see here, the Centurions are very tanky. Their damage isn't super high, but they have really high defense. And there just aren't enough V13s. There was, what, 3 battleships, 2 T-15s. So yeah, he didn't have the forces. He had to spend more on these yards. And I did have the mining up. So at this point, we just got it. I mean, also, you know, there's almost nothing in this game that can win 2 versus 1. Did he get the cancel? Okay, he did. He canceled, so he got those resources back. But yeah, at this point, we're also threatening this yard. And the the Dominion yard is extremely expensive in Tryptic's mod because it builds so fast and it's so efficient. They have to spend, Dominion in general have to spend a lot on their infrastructure getting stuff. And so at this point, you can see how once the yard is compromised, once there is enough firepower on one side to kill stuff before they can repair, it ain't good. And you also have some physics blocking with the moon, which is unfortunate. But yeah, at this point, the battleships can't get out, and we just kill them. And this is the real theme and value of fleet operations in general. And the reason I love it so much is because it's not just about getting the counters or the fleet strength, it's about getting the kills. Because you could be in a situation where you have the advantage, but you can't actually kill anything, or other stuff gets out. And the real danger is losing a fleet. And so in this case, the 2-on-1 has just worked out so well for us because we're actually getting kills on these battleships. And this is going to lower the enemy strength for the next confrontation. Now there will be a pyramid coming, and there might even be 2 at this point. I'm not sure how hard the purple player went into
Can kill the ship
damage.
here if you want.
I mean, into economy. I think on the minimap I see two, though. I think I see, yeah, there's one above, but there was actually another one I missed that flew below that blocking trigger that I think is about to show up. Yeah, there it is. Hey, look at that.
I'm moving to the south.
I wonder if I'll mouse over it and see what type it is. The problem, though, is we have so much firepower, and the Centurions have a decent amount of crew as well, that the pyramid might just threaten us. But, okay, yeah. Ugly felt like running, and I was like, you know what, we killed enough battleships. We'll be okay. He did get a holding beam on that. I don't know if I successfully cloak out. Okay, yeah, I've gotten the supply depot upgrade for the Romulans, which makes it so that all their ships cost less supply. Okay, yeah, and I did actually cloak out. So this was fantastic for us. There are two pyramids, but they didn't get to fight, which is what they want to do. And this is where scouting is also very important, and I've tried to increase the amount of scouting options, but on a map this big, it is tricky. On more than some other real-time strategy games, the travel times in this game are so key. Which isn't necessarily because of the game itself. It's because we make big maps, I guess. Because like there are small maps out there where the travel times aren't nearly as bad, and people don't like to play them as much. People actually like to play on the big maps where there's longer travel times, a bit more time to scout things, although it's tricky. And as you can see here, as Romulans, our scouting is pretty easy. Especially in big team games. People don't scout enough. I try to do it. Honestly, I'm pretty good at scouting. I'm not good at some other things. I'm actually probably below average as a player. Oh, total players. We have such a small community now. But the one thing I can say I'm proud of is my scouting. And here, yeah, as you can see, there's the Occur count is really starting to grow for Ugly the Great. And they also, it's just tanky. Everything in our fleets here has high defense and is perfect for this kind of crushing the enemy, overwhelming them, because it doesn't matter. Like it doesn't matter how fast we kill enemies. We're gonna kill enemies. We've got so many.
Is Shadow unhappy?
We've got so many ships.
Oh yeah, he's screaming.
We don't gangbang him that hard.
But oh, okay. So here's a special ability of the Generic Spectre refit. Is it doesn't engine disable. It's a mechanic I'm still like kind of changing up, but basically its engines move faster for a few seconds, and then at the end of that it does an AoE engine disable. And I did catch a pyramid there, although we decided not to go in anyway, because the pyramids actually they have pretty good damage as well. So yeah, we're kind of just marauding around here. I don't know how many ships Shadow has, but he's probably locked down a bit. Shadow also has the Sayers, which are the Sayers are not tanky. They have very high damage output, but they have lower defense, which would be very bad for this fleet composition, because if the Sayers came in, they would get annihilated before any of these Dominion or Borg ships. So it makes some ships are like that. It's just it's difficult for them to contribute to a team fight. Although in the new version of Tryptic's mod, the Sayers can fire while cloaked, which makes them great for contributing to team fights. So yeah, you see there I got, yeah, just getting Scout Station. I think at this point we've found our answer that works, even though he is getting a starbase there. It'll be a while before it's upgraded and has good weapons. And in Tryptic's mod, you do need Tritanium. Although, I don't know, if this far back, if I had done the whole overhaul where Tritanium became more important as a resource.
I'll send a con to go and transmit the mixed tech disease to you.
Yeah, you can see how even in that fight, we didn't lose a single ship. All we did was send back some generics for repairs. And even now, the V13 count is growing.
Right, I'm gonna go and Shadow into the next universe.
And Star Master Prodigy knows he has to hit that curve, yeah, because like if they catch out my fleet, they will kill my stuff and I will not kill theirs, although I can just look out.
Or if I come over there, we've got enough to wipe out
My
everything.
second fleet has just about arrived.
But yeah, we've kind of found our solution though, because we're just building generics and Akiras. Yeah, I've got some upgrades going using up that Tritanium, and I'm also working on getting warbirds, because if I get a command ship, all of my ships will get 20% bonus rate of fire. Oh yeah, also I have the mine.
Oh, he built a starbase?
Yeah, they're ultra cheap,
The mines are
but it's not upgraded yet. So
very
it's
brutal
basically just a
against
station.
Borg.
Enter these coordinates.
The mines do very high damage,
I think we go for his main
which,
base then.
but they also tend to overkill things because like 10 mines will go after a single target, and if that target dies, the mines will just despawn. So the best way to handle that is to get like one scout or one like cheap ship and just fly it right into the group. And they'll, if you get them close enough that they all target it, then they'll
Sending
all the
Warpcore
mines
as
will
starbase.
despawn even if it dies
Yeah,
after
sure.
1 or 2 mines. The Borg
He
are
goes
the
down, we
worst
go down
case
to White
scenario
House and then we just send all our
because
ships to
all the
reinforce
mines
your
will
stuff.
just
Your ships
fly
are
into
suicide
one
yourself.
guy. Oh, did he hit the mines? It's hard to tell.
Orders received.
Oh yeah, they caught one of my guys coming back
360 attack.
to reinforce. Oh,
I'm going in on it.
What is the
I think he gets out because they can't afford to chase right now. Oh no, they totally can.
I've got the ability to upgrade my cures right now to Dominion.
Yeah, it's because I just gave you the disease.
How may I
Oh, okay. So I've got the voices from the game turned down, but they just said
Stars upgrading a star base.
the Akuras have a mixed tech option with a Dominion ally that levels them up and gives them more torpedo damage.
Oh, I just got a. That's what happened.
And so Drayzon just transferred technology over. Oh, there's the
Mighty-
Spectres,
oh,
or
Shadow
the
Scan.
Sayers.
Okay, I can kill his base. If
And
you
yeah,
want.
we have
Um,
just so
Perfect,
much
and I'm flying
stuff
out of the-
that it's
I'm
going to be
flying
rough. But
straight
yeah,
out
there
of
they
the-
are. And as you can see, yeah, they take a lot of damage. And I fly in with my Spectres,
I'm making my
who
way
pop their
over to
engine
the-
disable, and we've engine disabled their entire fleet. Oh man, yeah. I'm really curious to see how this fight would have gone if it was the new version where the Sayers can cloak and keep on fighting, because I would have had to bring in a decloaky scout, and it would have gone very differently. But as it is, yeah, we're actually focusing some of the battleships, but the Sayers are going to take heavy
Bring in my
losses.
second fleet too, which was at your expansion.
And it's
Four
such a
more cures.
slugfest. Actually, I'm losing a fair number of generics here. Wow, maybe I was too confident. I guess I have them in several different selection groups, so it's a little hard to tell.
Fresh weapons have arrived.
But we're killing all of Shadow's Sayers. I guess Drayzon's fleet is not here, which is telling. Like, we're still fighting evenly 2 versus 3. But yeah, I'm in trouble here. I'm losing a lot of stuff.
proceed, Centurion?
And oh yeah, they do have Dominion Cloak Detect, so like they'll be able to keep us from escaping. We've killed a lot of battleships, and we did kill off a lot of Mighty's mining, so I think we still have the upper hand, but we're not killing pyramids. And yeah, like he can try to kill that pyramid. I don't know if this Rin has regeneration, but it probably does. And like,
I'm gonna kill the yard. I'm killing.
okay, there's Ugly saying he wants to go kill the yard.
Oh,
Mighty's
Mighty's
Ah,
out.
okay, and Mighty is out. Well, that is an interesting
I
one.
didn't really have to do anything apart from assist with beating
He did
Shadow
get
in
double
the game
teamed, but
and
I don't
building a
know.
big
Those
fleet.
3 pyramids. Well, it depends on how much Drayzon has, which I haven't even looked at. I wonder if old me will go take a look.
But that being said, by the time the pyramids was just the only thing left, I would be there with my brand new fleet that hasn't.
Yeah,
done a
let,
damn
I
thing
want to
yet.
see what
I just
Drayzon
wipe
has.
the floor
Yeah,
with
let's
him.
take a look. Oh,
I've got
okay.
7 defenders,
Yeah,
battleships,
so
and I've got all the tech and shit.
that's a problem. And also those defenders have an engine disabling shot, so they'd be able to kill the pyramids. It would still have been a slugfest, though, honestly. This game would have gone for a long time,
It does take a while,
because
but that
those
being
3
said, I do
pyramids would
appreciate
have
the
taken
fact
some
that it goes
stuff
straight
down,
to
and then
tier
we
3
would, like, the
after.
Borg would have been able to rebuild. So I think we would have won, but it would have taken us a very long time to do so. But yeah, so that's that one, and I'm gonna
First
go
time my second combat ship was
narrate
in
over
the-
some more of these and then post them for you guys. And let me know what you think, guys. Seriously, like if any of you want to comment on YouTube, like, or on Discord, you just tell me.